Good afternoon and welcome to my channel. I left you off this morning at my delivery. So I've now been up to Hazelton, switched trailers, and I'm on my way up to Ontario now. So about 6.5 hours driving up to Milton, Ontario, where I dropped this trailer. So we'll make that tonight. It's 12:40 in the afternoon local time. So hope to be up there for about 7. I'll probably stop for a shower, so maybe get there about 7:30. And that's it till sometime tomorrow morning. There's a trailer getting loaded, and the city driver will be bringing it to the terminal at Milton for me to carry on whenever it's going. I don't know where it's going yet. I won't find out until tomorrow, in fact, where it's going, but that's okay. So that's it, guys. On the way back up, I drive through well, obviously I'm still in Pennsylvania, but I drive through Pennsylvania and New York, crossing the border at Buffalo, New York, Fort Erie, Ontario border. Cross there, and once across the border, it's only about an hour and a half after crossing the border to get to Milton. So I'm better leaving it till a little bit later when the rush hour traffic's out the way as well. So it's working out pretty good. I just came off Interstate 81 there, I-81, and there was a horrendous delay going south. The truck had taken to the ditch in the centre there. It was lying on its side with his, looked like he was loaded with cardboard or something, but with his load coming through the roof. So I hope the driver's okay. Looks like he'd come down the hill and hit the bend a bit too fast, and taken to the ditch to try and save it. But horrendous delays. They've actually closed it going southbound, but there's people still trapped there in between. I'm on I-80 just now, heading west, but there's people trapped between 80, where they've closed it, and 81, on 81 where the crash is. For about, they're stuck on there. There's probably about 3 miles of them just stuck solid. Like I say, I hope the driver's okay and hope they get it cleared up pretty quick, let people on their way. Right, I may be back later. If not, guys, I'll be back tomorrow and fill you in on where we're going from there. Cheers, guys. Good afternoon. Well, that's me just got my trailer to head home with. It was due in this morning. It's now well, it's 2:30 in the afternoon here, and that's me just got it, so just about to leave here. Done all the checks, hooked up, checked it all over, slid the axles. It was a little bit heavy on the drives. It was okay for Canada, but it was quite heavy for what I've actually got on, the weight I've got on. So it's been loaded to the front of the trailer, so I slid the tandems forward a bit, put more weight on the trailer, just spread the weight a little bit more. So gotta get out of here and start heading back. 2,256 kilometres to home. Get me home Thursday afternoon sometime. So hoping the traffic isn't too busy at Toronto. Don't have any plan in mind right now where I'm going to get to. I won't start planning that out till I get through Toronto. That's a big bugbear in this. I could plan to get somewhere and then take an hour longer getting through Toronto, and it just throws all your plans up in the air. So we'll wait till we get through there, and then we'll start thinking about where we're going to stay. You've also got the choice of going home at two different roads going this way, Highway 11 or Highway 17. Highway 11 is a nightmare because of the people that drive on it, but Highway 17 can also get the worst of the weather. So we're just going to wait and see, have a check of the weather. Gotta wait for security to get the numbers off the truck and trailer and then let me out. Right, we're out. Right guys, that's us on the way. We'll be back later. Cheers. I'm still about 30 kilometres away from Toronto. I've only just got onto the Highway 401. I'm in the so-called express lanes here. As you can see, not very express today. They're not really very express at any time or any day. An absolute nightmare. So what I'm going to do for you guys, I'm going to leave the camera running and I'll make a bit of a time lapse out of this getting through Toronto. I'll probably have to even cut that short though, otherwise the video could go on for hours, even with it speeded up. So I'll leave you guys with it. Be back later. So as you can see, the Greater Toronto area isn't the best for traffic. That wasn't actually too bad today. It's taken me 55 minutes to do about 30 mile. But in the grand scheme of things around here, that's not actually too bad. So I'm just coming off the 401 now onto the 400, which takes me north out of the Toronto area. So it does start to quieten down, although it's still busy up to about Barrie, and then it quietens right down after Barrie. But I'm not going to be filming much more now. You guys will have seen enough already, and this video will definitely be dragging on if I don't cut it short. Not the best of junctions where you're in the left lane and you have to get across 4 or 5 lanes there. So you look at the traffic coming the other way as well, trying to get in. Did I mention I hate coming here? Oh dear. Okay, we'll be back later. Cheers guys. morning from Ontario. It's Wednesday, 30th of November, and it's 7:45 in the morning. So I got up to Nairn Centre after picking my trailer up down there in Milton. I got up to Nairn Centre last night, spent the night there, and once I'd parked up I started checking the weather forecasts and any travel restrictions, and it turns out both Highway 11 and 17 were closed due to accidents, but it looks like, looking at the cameras, it looks like it was accidents because of the state the roads are in. So I went to bed, set the alarm, got up this morning, checked the roads again, still closed, so I went back to bed for another hour. So had a bit of a lie-in this morning. I've left Nairn Centre, as you can see. I'm close to a place called Ironbridge in Ontario, about an hour and a half away from Sault Ste. Marie. I'm going to make a stop at Sault Ste. Marie, get some fuel, get a shower. There's a Flying J truck stop there, and then we'll assess the situation from there, because when I checked earlier on, the road was closed from White River. Well, there's nothing between Sault Ste. Marie and White River where I can stop. So if they're still closed, I'll just be hunkering down in Sault Ste. Marie. They're forecasting snow squalls this afternoon. Snow squalls along this section of road are horrible. They're really, really heavy snowfalls in a very short period of time. So yeah, not sure how far we're going to get today. We'll get to Sault Ste. Marie anyway and then assess the situation from there. Right, later guys. Well, I stopped and got my shower and got some fuel. Filled up with DEF. That's AdBlue for the guys back in Europe. And spoke to a couple of drivers. Had a look on the internet, and all reports were saying that the road's open. Now, I'm not sure I've actually made the right decision to leave there. As you can see what I'm dealing with. And according to the weather reports, it's going to get worse this afternoon. I am going to run out of this soon, but then run back into it. So yeah, well, there's nowhere to stop around here, nowhere to stay, so we'll just have to deal with it for now. What is worrying is there's very little traffic coming towards me. So, this is what we're dealing with just now, guys. Not the best of days really for being out and about, especially climbing hills like that. I suppose the good thing is that I'm fairly heavy. Not me. Well, yeah, me as well. But I've got a fairly heavy load on, so that's going to help me in this weather, just to keep a bit of traction. But it's going to be a long old day in this weather. So we'll be back with an update later. So the weather cleared up pretty quickly. Only had about 20 miles of that heavy snow and bad roads. So a little over half an hour and I was out of it again. The roads have been like this since just, they've been out and treated these roads, so there's nothing freezing on them right now. And obviously there's no snow. Coming along this route, you're along the shores, the north shores of Lake Superior, one of the Great Lakes. And you get some stunning views across the lake. And I've already passed some, and by the time I'd passed, I didn't have time to get the camera on. So I've got the camera on now, and I think just further along here we drop down the hill and get alongside the lake again, and you might be able to see some views across the lake. It's really rough out there today, some huge white caps. It's hard to believe that it's actually a lake because you don't see the shore on the other side or any other land anywhere. So it's more like being on the coast than at the side of a lake. But I'm hoping when we get down the bottom of the hill that we can see it again, just give you guys a bit of an idea. I can actually see it to my left here through some of the gaps in the trees, but you won't be able to see that. You have to look directly to the left, so you're not going to see that on the camera. It's a hard drive coming across Ontario, and you wouldn't believe this is the main route across Canada. This is it. This is Highway 17. The other way is Highway 11, but they're both just single carriageway. So for 2 days, this is from Toronto to Winnipeg. This is pretty much it. You get short stretches of dual carriageway. There's a couple of stretches in Ontario, and then there's once you cross into Manitoba, there's a longer stretch there, but that's it. That's it for 2 days. And this is the main Trans-Canada route. All freight from Western Canada going to Eastern Canada has to come one of these two roads, 11 or 17. There's also a distinct lack of facilities for drivers. There's very few places to stop. The truck stops that are around are garbage. The restaurants that used to be around are all closing down. It is pretty sad. So I don't know if you can see it yet, but there's Lake Superior directly in front of us now. Really windy today. There's actually a severe wind warning as well as a snowfall warning. It's a good day. So you can see some of the white caps out there. Well, I hope you can. There's a snowplow sitting here. They don't do a bad job in Ontario at clearing the snow. They do get a lot, especially the lake effect snow coming in off the lake there. And that's what we're expecting this afternoon. So there seems to be a few snowplows that are sitting in these. These are snowplow turnarounds. That's for the snowplows to turn around. You're not allowed to park there in the winter. You can use it for parking in the summer, but not during snow season. And they use them for turning the ploughs around, so they've all got their own sections to keep clear. But they seem to be sitting there in the snowplow turnarounds waiting for the snow to come this afternoon. There's a better view of the lake there. Next time I'm coming this way, if I remember, I'll rig the camera up on the window and have it pointing out the window so you can actually see some of this. I detest coming this way. It's dangerous, the wildlife, there's too much wildlife. The other drivers are dangerous. I don't like coming to Ontario at all, but it really is beautiful. Very desolate out here. People must have to travel miles just to get their shopping done. I really hope you've seen a little bit of the lake there. That's us coming back inland a little bit, so we won't see much more for a while. Thanks guys, be back later. Not sure you'll hear or see this very well, but it's now 5 o'clock in the evening. Still got 151 kilometres to go, and this is what my day's turned into. Yeah, not very nice at all. So if you can see the other side of the road here, this is the queue of trucks meant to go on Highway 11. Because that's still closed because of the bad weather. Why they're not going 17 I don't know, because 17's open all the way just now. It's certainly not the best, as you've seen in the little video before. So I don't even know where I'm going to get parked tonight now, because looking at the trucks that are sitting on the road, I would imagine the truck stops are all full. If they've actually closed 17 as well, because here's the police sitting here now. Yeah, he's stopping all vehicles, and they haven't closed the road. He's certainly stopping them and see where they're going now before they let them go any further. Marvellous, isn't it guys, eh? Living the dream. Right, be back in the morning. Good morning. We're still in Ontario here, but I'm not far from the Ontario-Manitoba border now. About 3 hours away from home, and it's 10:30 on the 1st of December. We'll get back to the yard. I need to fuel up, so I'll stop for fuel before I get back to the yard and fuel up, then we'll get back to the yard and drop the trailer and park the truck up, get my stuff out, go home. Planning on leaving on Sunday again, so a couple of days at home. Got stuff to do this time I'm home. My oldest son, he's moving house, so I'm going to help him for a bit Friday and Saturday. I'm going looking at new laptops. This video editing, my laptop just isn't good enough for it. It runs out of memory, it's really slow. So a trip to Best Buy, have a look at some laptops, and yeah, still got the firewood to finish stacking as well when I get home. So I'll definitely be looking forward to getting back to work this week. Get back to work for a rest. This is quite a nice area of Ontario. No real steep hills, sweeping bends. Also lots of wildlife, lots of deer and moose around. Haven't seen any, but you see them fairly regularly out this way. It's also minus 11 Celsius today. I see a couple of days I'm going to be home, it's getting down into the minus 20s at home. So make sure that all the vehicles are plugged in. They have block heaters, oil pan heaters. Helps keep the oil warm, ready for starting. So it's essential during the winter here that you plug them in. So that's it for now. I'm actually going to end this trip here because there won't be a whole lot more to see after this. And what there is, you've seen it before. The drive back into the yard and such like. So I'm just going to end it here. And I'll be back with you at the beginning of the next trip on Sunday. As always, take care guys. Thanks for watching. It's much appreciated. Keep your comments coming, and if you enjoy it, please click like and subscribe. I'll post the map and mileage up as usual at the end of the video. Cheerio for now.